getting ready to get started, but I need to make sure that all of Newton honors recipients are headed over to Porter Auditorium now. There was a little bit of confusion. So if you are taking part in Newton's honor roll ceremony, you need to be over at Porter now. Make sure you check in with your teacher. Give us about 5 more minutes and we're going to get started. And then we need to also push in chairs. There should not be any empty chairs because I do have a class that's sitting and there should be more than enough seats for all the people that were on the list. So push down if you have an empty chair next to you, please and thank you.
I'm on my way, okay? So I'm going to give you this to talk to you, okay? Let me get another one. I know they're getting ready to start. Let's go ahead and just start recording. We're recording here, and then we're recording live stream. If you see it, we're live stream. Oh, it's this one. But I need you to work on, this is the wide shot, I need you to work on this camera.
Okay. Is it this one or this one? This two.
Oh, the red. Okay, so, I had it in mind. I'm okay. Here, just when it dries up. Okay, so just get on there when you just talk. So you're going to be responsible for getting like the speakers when they're on the speaker, when they show a video. You're going to zoom in on the screen, okay? And then come back out. When there's somebody on the stage, you're going to go more like a full shot, head to toe, okay? And while that stays on a wide shot, okay? I think he's going to start here, so we're just going to leave that here. So I need you to work this camera.
Okay,
of course, this is the pan and this is the tip. Oh.
Shake.
Welcome everybody to our annual Black History Situation. I call it situation because every year it has looked like something different. And this is the first year that we've actually had an assembly where I was able to make some calls, get some people to come out, and hopefully inspire, motivate, and encourage y'all to keep doing what you're doing. I do recognize that y'all represent the 3 schools. Where's Newton? Woo! Oh, that's all we got? Where's Eastside? Where's South Kobe? I do recognize that we do have 3 schools here, but I will say that there we appreciate that. Like real talk. Some of y'all get out of pocket every now and again, but we appreciate that y'all are more on the straight and narrow, and y'all have a focus or goal-driven, and hopefully ready to do some awesome things as y'all embark on this world. So today, I'm winging it. I'm gonna let my guests do what they do. I'm gonna let my guests guessing. You know how I'm saying, the chefing, and I'm gonna let them do what they do. And we're just gonna do what we do best at NCCA, show them some love, show them some pride. I'm gonna bring up my first guest and give them the floor. And I just want y'all to just show them some love, okay? So I'm bringing up my first guest today, Ms. Jacqueline Johnson. She is actually a Clayton County juvenile law attorney. And the reason why she's a perfect fit for this panel is not only because of her story and her journey, but she also, I know that there's kids here who are in the law and justice pathway or who have dreams of going into the law and justice field. So I thought that she would be perfect for this panel so that she could come out and talk to you guys about what she has going on. And I went to college with her, West Georgia. Yes, West Georgia. So I'm going to give her the floor, and y'all show her some love, Ms. Jacqueline Johnson.
Am I good here? Do y'all need me to get on stage? I'm good. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can y'all hear me? All right. Now, if y'all can't hear me, somebody just raise their hand and they'll let me know I need to adjust either the tone of my voice or ask for some audio assistance, okay? So, I am so glad to be here with you all this morning. As Mrs. Moore stated, my name is Jacqueline Johnson. I am an attorney. I've practiced juvenile law my entire legal career. I'm almost 10 years into practicing law. Dang. I went to West Georgia with Mrs. Moore, and while I was at West Georgia, I pledged my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Okay! Right, so Mrs. Moore is also a member of the Divine Nine. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. So how did I get to where I am? It wasn't a straight path for me. One thing I want you all to walk away, if you don't remember anything else I tell you this morning, remember return on your investment. ROI. And I'll explain to you in the time that I'm before you why I ask you to remember that and why it's important to me. ROI, return on your investment, as well as remember your why. Remember your why, because your why is going to be important. Your why is going to be the thing that's going to give you motivation and encouragement in those dark moments, in those dark times when the money gets low and you feel like no one else is supporting you and you're wondering, how am I going to do this? Your why is going to be the thing you're going to root yourself in and push you forward to get to your why. Remembering my why was one thing that got me through law school. I didn't go to law school first. So once I graduated from West Georgia, I always wanted to be an attorney since the time I was 6. Believe it or not, talking is my thing. So if I could get paid to talk, that's a win-win. But my life had some obstacles. Meaning some of those obstacles were that both of my parents were drug addicts. Crack cocaine was their drug of choice. So being a child of 2 addicted parents, I experienced a lot of things like homelessness. There were times when I was in middle school and high school where we were really homeless. Not having parents at home to really monitor what I was doing, being hungry, literally no food in the refrigerator, the kid wearing the dirty clothes to school. So I had those hardships, and so being 6 years old, from 6 years old, wanting to be an attorney, and now having these obstacles in life, the question became, how do I get to law school without the guidance of my parents? So I let people tell me, law school is so hard. Why do you want to do that? You know law school is hard. You know you have to pass the bar. You know the bar is hard. So I let that become my reality because so many people told me that for so long. So then I started believing, man, law school is hard. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I should try something else. I wanted to go to law school to be what you call a child advocate attorney before I even knew that there was such a thing. All I knew is I wanted to be an attorney that helped children who were in foster care because I graduated from South Atlanta High School. So a lot they used to have to miss school sometime to go to court. And I'm like, I want to be that lawyer to help kids when they go to court. So I'm like, well, if law school is hard, right, I can't do that. So let me figure out another way to help children. So I went to grad school at Jacksonville State in Alabama, and I got a master's degree in counseling. Then I sat for a state bar, a state exam, and I became a licensed professional counselor. So now I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I'm working in group homes. And I'm providing services to kids. I'm telling myself, well, I didn't go to law school, but I'm still helping children who are in foster care. But every time I would take my clients to court, I always felt homesick. Have any of y'all ever gone on a trip somewhere and then y'all be like, I can't wait to get home? Or spend the night at somebody's house, y'all, I can't wait to go home. Raise your hand. Right. Thank y'all for participating. I love the engagement. So when I would go to court, I would feel homesick. Like, I'm supposed to be on the other side. And so at 29 years old, I went to law school at Michigan State University in East Lansing, Michigan. So I'm at law school, and I made sacrifices. So when you're invested in yourself, you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to sometimes do things that seem crazy to other people. Other people won't understand it. But guess what? They don't have to, because it's your business, right? You're making a sacrifice as an investment in yourself. So when I went to law school, I quit my job as a counselor. I was making good money to do pretty much nothing, right? Paid up all my debt, because when I went to law school, I moved into a dorm. Sacrifice, right? When I first got there, I was like, ooh, this is a lot. Words have different meanings. Did you know that? Like the word want, W-A-N-T, has a different legal meaning. So in what we call regular jargon, want means like desire, right? Like I want that. But in legal terms, it has a whole different definition. There's a whole book called the Black's Law Dictionary with nothing but regular words that have legal meaning. So it was taking me like an hour to read 3 pages. And I'm like, I know I'm not dumb. I forgot to tell y'all, I graduated top 10% of my class, so I ain't never been dumb. But one reason why I did that, though, not just because I'm not a dummy, I knew that education was going to be the way that I broke those cycles in my family. I knew what I did not want. I just had to be the blueprint of my family to create what I did want. Raise your hand if you don't understand what I just said. I'll say it again, because some of y'all may have tuned out. I knew what I did not want. I just didn't know how to create the blueprint for what I did want. Do you know when have you ever been in class and you don't understand what's going on? You want to ask a question, but you don't even understand enough to know what question to ask? Raise your hand if you ever felt like that. Thank you. So, I consider myself the blueprint of my family. And I'm not saying that in a braggadocious way. I'm saying that as a matter-of-fact way. Like, the truth is the truth. So if there are any of you in here who may feel like you're the blueprint in your family, don't be ashamed of it. Don't dumb yourself down for it. Don't dim your light so other people can shine. And that's important because you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. I have a good core group of people who I surround myself with. So we lift each other up. We encourage each other. We pray for each other. We fast for each other. You have to have that. So one thing you're going to learn in your life journey is sometimes your circle of friends will change. And sometimes your circle of family will change. Family and relatives are different. Relatives are biologically related to you. Just because they're a relative does not make them family. Some of my core family members are not even biologically related to me. And I had to get to a point where I had to be okay with that. It broke my heart to realize that some of my relatives are not my family. But I had to do that because if they're not me, they're tearing me down. So when we get back to return on your investment, I want you to know what your why is. And if you're sitting in this room, you have no idea what your why is, it's okay. Because your why will likely change. But just make it something that you can anchor yourself in that won't tear down your integrity and who you are as a person. Don't let where you're trying to go cause you to tear other people down. Because when I was in law school, I was like, I got to get out of here. It's too much. But my why was I had to remind myself that I'm the blueprint maker of my family. So if I give up, what are my nieces and nephews going to follow? Does that make sense? And remember, my career path changed. So now I'm an attorney, right? Y'all, I was sitting in law school before I even got to become barred. I was sitting in law school one day and I was looking around like, I'm actually here. Like, look what God did for me. And not only did he get me there, right? He knew that I had it in me. So he didn't put me in a situation where I wouldn't be able to thrive and survive and make it. So when I got to graduation day and I put on that Catholic gown, and they called my name, they was like, they were like, just walk across the stage, don't do anything real extra. Man, I wanted to do a Holy Ghost dance with I had on my tall stilettos, and so I couldn't really do too much, but I had built relationships because relationships are important. Your teachers that you have here, your counselors that you have here, your principals and the assistant principals, those people are going to be important. So they're going to be the ones you're going to have to reach back to when you leave this place for guidance. And when you get to college, and let me say this thing about college. College ain't for everybody. Tech schools are good options. Sometimes I'm like, man, I should have got me a good old trade. Some of our we are here amongst entrepreneurs, business owners. So let me wrap it up because I got my 1 minute signal. Remember your why. If you don't know what that why is, start discovering it now. I think we have 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. Don't play around with your high school years and these GPAs. These GPAs are very important. Build these relationships with your teachers now. If you're struggling, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions aloud or office hours. Y'all have office hours in high school? Not really. Send an email, text, or however y'all communicating. So, if I had more time, I would talk longer, but what I want y'all to know is remember your why. You are your biggest investment. Never disqualify yourself. Do y'all understand what that means? Does anybody not understand? Okay, don't disqualify yourself, and when you invest in yourself, you'll get a return on that investment. I invested, I sacrificed the time, I sacrificed events with my sorority sisters, I sacrificed family events, but now I'm a licensed attorney doing what I love to do, the one thing that people at one point in my life convinced me I couldn't do. And because of that, now I'm able to take a half a day after work and talk to y'all and hope that something I said could motivate and inspire you to follow your dreams and invest in yourself. Thank you.
She has so many messages in her 15 minutes, but I hope that something stuck. Because we keep trying to drill this into you as your trainers and as your parents, but y'all don't be listening. So hopefully the stranger can inspire you. Since you were talking about college, is it okay if I go ahead and bring you up now? Let's do that. So Ms. Turner reached out to her alma mater, Spelman College. So if anybody's interested in that, not only will Ms. Jackie be in the cafeteria to answer more questions and see if y'all had want any more information from her, but Spelman College, Ms. Adrienne Boyson will be there, and she's going to share with you a little bit about college life. And I know, like she said, like Ms. Jackie just said, college is not for everybody, but everybody should have a plan to move forward. It doesn't have to be the plan that someone else has for you, but you should have a plan to not be in the same place where you are. It's about growth and progression. So moving on, Adrienne Boyson.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad to be here with y'all today. Yes, I am here representing my alma mater, my home, Spelman College. I'm not originally from Georgia, but Spelman brought me here and I never left. I've been in Georgia a total of about 24 years now, so the majority of my life. I'm from Virginia. Anybody ever heard of a place called Hampton, Virginia? Hampton University. But have you heard of Newport News, Virginia? All right, that's my real home. I'm from Newport News. Newport News and Hampton is like Conyers and Covington, like right there. You go back and forth all the time. Bad news. Heard of it? So that's my home. I grew up there, and I grew up on the campus of Hampton University. I had family that went there. We were always at events there. So one place I was not going to college was Hampton University. Out of the question. I loved it. I just had to see what else was out there for me. I did what I advise a lot of students to do when it came time to choose my college. I followed the money. And there was a scholarship available at Spelman for STEM students. So when people hear Spelman, they know that it is an all-black women's college. And they know that it's a liberal arts college. What people don't know about Spelman is the amazing strength of the sciences at Spelman. So the math, science, and we have a dual degree partnership with all of the AUC schools have a dual degree office. So that Spelman, Morehouse, and Clark Atlanta University, and Morris Brown College again now, have partnerships with Georgia Tech, North Carolina A&T, Auburn University, and some other schools that have engineering departments. And so you enter into a dual degree program, you come and do 3 years at your HBCU, then you transfer to the engineering school for 2 years. So at the end of 5 years, you have 2 degrees. So I started Spelman as a chemistry major with aspirations to become a chemical engineer. And at the end of my 3 years at Spelman, I was no longer a chemistry major. I think I had changed to physics and was going to be a mechanical engineer. And then I experienced some health challenges. And it threw me for a loop. This life that I had designed and planned and just this path that I knew that I was on was suddenly interrupted. I ended up back in Virginia. So I left, graduated from high school in 1993. I started Spelman the day after I graduated from high school in June of 1993. And in 1996, I found myself back in Virginia. And did not know that, what was going to happen next. I continued to, I enrolled in a different engineering school in Virginia, Old Dominion University. And while I was on ODU's campus, I got a work study job with an organization called Chrome to promote and encourage women and minorities to get into engineering fields. I had been in Chrome in high school, the club that I did in high school, so I worked in their office. And while I worked in their office, I started to do weekend and summer programs for like SAT prep and trying to get, these students to go in the direction that I thought my career was going in. And while I was doing these weekend programs, these SAT programs and these, hey, come be an engineer, I found out that, I wanted all of them to be engineers, but I didn't want to be an engineer anymore. I fell in love with the teaching aspect, with the aspect of serving these families and these students and helping them find their path. And so I shifted. I returned to Spelman at the age of 27. And I returned to Spelman to finish my degree in mathematics and a minor in psychology. And so my life experiences shifted my career path, but it really opened up my purpose in life. So I finished Spelman at the age of 29 with a degree in math and a minor in psychology. And my first job was math teacher at Newton High School. So I actually started, I don't know if people have told y'all, I don't know how long y'all have been here, but people ever told y'all that this actually used to be the parking lot at Newton High School? My first classroom, y'all, literally was right here. We had trailers. We had 20 trailers outside. Hey, Jeff. We had 20 trailers outside of Newton High School. Jeff Ransom, was here my first year teaching at Newton High School. So my first classroom was in this parking lot, in a trailer, with Dr. Daniel. Dr. Daniel still here? Dr. Daniel, 2 trailers down. And I started teaching math at Newton High School and absolutely connected back to my purpose that I had learned at Spelman. So this all comes back together. Spelman College has, one of our mottos is women who serve. Women who serve. And the amazing lessons that I learned about myself at Spelman, about my community, helped me to understand that no matter what job I was doing, I am always serving. I have, throughout my years, so I ended up in the Newton County school system for 15 years, left in 2019. But throughout those years in the Newton County school system, I was a math teacher. I was a graduation coach. And because of that minor in psychology, so one of the things I want y'all to understand is that when you go to school, you're learning some specific things. But the biggest thing you're going to learn is your transferable skills. I have a bachelor's degree in math. I never went to graduate school. I have a bachelor's degree in math, but I have been a teacher, a graduation coach. I've been a district administrator for PBIS. I've been a grant administrator for a SAMHSA grant on children's mental health. So for 3 years, I served this school system, bringing mental health services into schools, connecting us to community resources, and really shining a light and emphasis on making sure that our staff and our parents know the importance of children's mental health. I have a degree in math, but I have a lot more than a degree in math. And Spelman opened me up to the idea that I can't pigeonhole myself, that I have to open myself up and see how I can serve. What is it that what are people's needs and how can I meet them? What are the specific skills that I have to meet those needs? And so now, that work that I did with the school system in children's mental health, just like you, I work in children's advocacy now. I work for an organization in Atlanta called Wellspring Living. We serve survivors of domestic violence and human trafficking. And it is amazingly rewarding work, and I started that work just like I started that work teaching GED classes for ladies who have lived through some horrific experiences, but at the end of the day, they haven't given up. And just like in my life, when life threw me for a loop, I had to came back to Atlanta because I came back to Spelman to see how I could serve, how I could use my life to help others. So I really want to encourage y'all as you start to consider the colleges that you're going to. There's a lot of factors to consider. Money is one of them, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I follow the money. And so money is an important factor. You have to be able to afford it. But I want to encourage you as much as you can, seek connection, seek purpose, and know that whatever career field you follow, that it's going to, your life is going to be much bigger than that. And so I really want you to consider how you will serve. We are not far from the Atlanta University Center. So in your search, please, please, please take the time to visit Spelman College, Morehouse College, Clark Atlanta University, Morris Brown College. Take the time to spend some time on these campuses. See if you find connection there, and if you don't find it there, please visit as many places you can until you find that connection.
Moving the show right along, we have another classmate. We go way, way back though. Middle school and high school. But he has done some phenomenal things since graduating high school. So I'm gonna let my friend Idris Bashir come up and tell you about his past life and what he is doing currently that's working for him today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody give the first two speakers a round of applause. They did wonderful. My name is Idris Bashir. I'm an Atlanta native, born and raised right here in Decatur, Georgia. Where my Decatur babies at? Yeah, I see y'all. Well, listen, well, I went to Dunwoody High School with Ms. Moore. You know, that's who we met. Knew her for a long time. And at Dunwoody, I played football, ran track. And I was pretty good at track. I went to state, you know, every year. And I ended up placing third in the hurdles. But I ended up finding more success in football. And so I ended up getting a football scholarship, went to the University of Memphis in Memphis, Tennessee, those Tigers. And so went up there and had some pretty good success up there. You know, went up there and made all-conference team a couple years in a row. And after my junior year, I was fortunate enough to be able to get drafted into the NFL draft. So I went as a second-round draft pick. I was the 37th overall draft pick in the 2001 NFL draft. And I went on to play 7 years. Played 4 years for the Colts, played with Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Edgerrin James, you know, Reggie Wayne, all those names. Went on, played another year, 2005, with the Panthers, and then finished my last 2 seasons with the Lions in Detroit before I started running into a lot of injuries. You know, I ended up having a couple surgeries, and then, you know, that's part of being an athlete. But once I retired, moved back to Atlanta, you know, just want to be around my family, friends, you know, those people that I love, and just wanted to be somewhere where that called home. And so once I retired, you know, just like any athlete, I had been playing football at the time for 15, 20 years of my life, so it was like, you know, what's next, you know? So I went on a journey and just started trying to figure things out, and I did almost everything, you know? But what I ended up falling in love with is real estate, you know? I've done a lot of things over the years in real estate. I've had buying whole rental portfolios, we've done Airbnbs, we flipped houses, and currently right now we just got into the building phase, and we're building a couple of houses right now. And, you know, that's my thing, because I like the stability that real estate provides. You can put your money into something and it pays you some money back, right? I'm in the cash flow, so if I can put some money into it and the money keeps coming back, it just made sense to me, right? And so, you know, real estate is one of the major things that I'm into. And I'm also a digital entrepreneur. You know, I like to use the leverage that the internet provides. You know, the internet is the only place in the world where you can have a product or a service and you can go and talk to millions of people simply because the internet crosses all kind of borders. You can have a product and somebody in China might buy it. You can have a product, somebody in Asia might buy it. So the internet just allows you to, you know, service more customers than what's in your home space or your home base. And so that's what I've been into over the years, and so that's been part of my journey. But I want to talk to y'all about some of the things that helped me get there. Some of the things that helped me get there was some of the things that Ms. Moore talked to you guys about. And one of those things was just believing in yourself, right? Because everybody knows, you know, there's going to be plenty of haters out here. How many of y'all got haters? Everybody gonna keep a hater. If you don't have any haters, you ain't doing nothing right, right? So, you know, haters always like to tell you, just like Ms. Moore said, man, you can't do that, man, that's hard. Oh, you talking about doing that? Boy, I don't know about that, you know. They're the ones that's always gonna put that seed in you, the ones that are gonna make you doubt yourself, the ones that's gonna make you think that you can't do it, the ones that are gonna make you think you're not good enough to do it. But I wanna tell y'all a story, and it kind of relates to that. How many of y'all ever heard the story about the baby squirrel? Y'all never heard about the baby squirrel? Oh, come on, man. Look, let me tell y'all about the baby squirrel. It's my little partner. So look, man, it was a baby squirrel, right? And he was a little bit old joke, you know, and so but he had good ambitions, you know what I mean? He was going around the whole forest telling everybody, boy, I'm finna climb the biggest tree in the forest. And everybody was laughing at him. The butterflies, the squirrels, the caterpillars, the flies, everything in the forest was laughing at the baby squirrel, because they're like, boy, this joke crazy. He's talking about he finna climb this big old tree. He barely got the nails to be able to do it. So one day he said, all right, I tell y'all what, Saturday is going down. I pull up, y'all watch me climb this tree, right? So everybody in the forest pulled up. Man, they had the birds, the caterpillars, the squirrels, everybody wanted to see this joker climb this tree, right? So the baby squirrel jumped on the tree. He climbed up about 10 feet, fell. Everybody laughed, ha ha, I told him, boy, he can't climb that tree, right? So he jumped back up there, boom, climbed the tree, 20 feet, boom, fell. Man, they like, boy, he gonna break his neck. Oh man, this squirrel crazy. So he jumped back up there, started getting his grip. You know, he learned from his first mistake, learned from his second mistake, and next thing you know, he about 50 feet up the tree. So he looked down, he like, oh boy, it's too far to go back down. And all he see everybody down there, they making a bunch of noise. He think they cheering him on, so he like, well, I gotta do it now. So he go up 100 feet. He look down, he's like, oh, I gotta keep going. He go up 200 feet. Now he like, oh Lord, he see the top, he see the bottom. He see everybody down there, they pointing at him and all this other stuff. So he goes on and he climbs to the top. And the baby squirrel, he reached the top of the tree, and everybody at the bottom could never believe it. And the only thing that allowed that squirrel to get to the tree was his belief in himself, because everybody at the bottom was laughing at him. And the whole time he thought they was cheering him on. So his false confidence thing, they was laughing, but he thought they was cheering. And so he's like, yeah, I'm finna do it. But the whole time it was just his belief in himself that got him to the point to where he wanted to be. And that brought him the results in his life and the things that he wanted out of himself, right? He set forth to climb this tree. Nobody thought he can do it, but now he's at the top of the world. Everybody like, that's my partner. And that's the same way life happens, right? You're going to tell somebody your dreams. You're going to tell somebody your goals. They're going to hate on you. You're going to stumble along the way. You're going to keep going. You're going to make it. And now they're like, well, I knew you can do it, when the whole time they was hoping you failed, right? But it's not about what they think. It's about what you think. It's about what you think is possible for yourself. And that's it. And in that, it's about putting yourself around the right people, right? Because haters are everywhere, but you also got people that's going to encourage you. You also got people that's going to uplift you. You also got people that's going to pour into and make you think the same thing possible for you and for yourself, right? And so the lesson in that is the atmosphere, right? Because a can of Sprite at the gas station is $1, right? That same can of Sprite on the airplane is probably $5. That same can of Sprite at the Georgia Dome probably $10, right? Nothing changed about the can of Sprite except for the surrounding and the environment that it's in, right? So y'all treat yourself like a can of Sprite and make sure you put yourself in the right environment that's going to allow you to flourish, that's going to allow you to grow, and that's going to allow you to accomplish your goals and your dreams. All right? That's my time.
So before we move on to the last segment of today, are there any questions really quickly for our three guests that we have had? Do anybody have a question they want to ask to any of our guests? Ms. Jackie, Mr. Idris, or Mrs. Adrian Spell? No questions? Y'all good? You keeping it moving? So we're going to move on to the last part of the show. Like I said, I reached out on Facebook of all things when we were having the committee here. For those who don't know, it's Mr. Simon, Ms. Watson, Ms. Moore, myself, Ms. Larry in work-based learning, and then we also asked Ms. Seal and Ms. Consuego said that they wanted to help us this year. So, we were excited to have them join us. But we were kind of having a hard time with getting visitors and speakers to come out. So I just went on Facebook one day, and I was like, let me see what I can make it do. And I'm very blessed. A lot of the messages that they said, when she said it's about relationships, it's because of the relationships that I have with these people that they were so willing to say, whatever you need, I got you. They didn't have to, because there was a lot of people who ignored my request to come through or to respond to me. And there were some people who said, yeah, I'll come through. And as the days went on, it was like, something came up. But because of those relationships, it has helped me to help you guys have a show today. The messages that they're saying with keep going, be a squirrel in the forest full of haters, that's what I took from it. Even the messages about helping others as you go on your journey, it's all about what y'all want to do and who you want to be as you get older. That's what makes you a good person. When he was talking about haters, I could not help but think that sometimes it be your own family. It be the people in your own household who's supposed to be uplifting and motivating you who hate on you the most. But going back to the squirrel story, and I'm not going to ever forget it, you have to believe in yourself, and you have to make plans for yourself in order to have the life that you want. So with that being said, my other classmate who I went to middle school and high school with, her sons, she reached out first, and she was like, my boys are there, no problem. Like, she don't schedule nothing, she don't do nothing, she just tell them what to do. But she's like, if you need them, they're there. I was like that. She put me in touch with this guy at the podium. Don't say your name. I won't say his name. And then you'll hear his name later. But he put me in touch with his whole situation. And when I say that he got a whole show planned for 4B today, if you are lucky to come in here, it's going to be amazing because you're going to get it live. Ms. Watson in her class is live streaming this now to the other classrooms for those who couldn't get in on the RSVP. But he got a whole show. And I'm about to introduce, not really, because he has a whole introduction on his own, a 17-year-old motivational speaker who goes around the world motivating and inspiring kids to live out their dreams. When he told me that in itself, I'm thinking, I'm with 17-year-olds all day, and some of y'all suck. I mean, y'all don't suck all the time, but we all have our days that we suck, right? We have different reasons why we come to school, and we in our feelings, we have our moments. And my kids, if you had the pleasure of being in my class, some of my kids would tell you that I suck sometimes. And I would tell my kids why I suck so they can kind of empathize with me on why I'm sucking so much that day. But I want y'all to hear from this 17-year-old that is out here doing the doggone thing. And he brought his dad, who believed in him so much that he is helping him do the doggone thing. But I just want y'all to see what's possible. And we're going to get into all the other people that's here after that. So I'm giving the floor now to Marquise Hill. And here we go.
2, 1. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Lash It Forward, our way of celebrating people that are making our world a better place. Today we celebrate a young man with a big message. Take a listen to 16-year-old Marquise Hill.
I'm a son, a brother, a motivational speaker, and an author. And my purpose is to motivate my generation and the youth to love themselves, believe in themselves, and to really tap into the genius that lies within them.
And so Marquise, being a student himself, he can relate to students in a way that we can't. He can relate to youth in a way that adults can't.
Mr. Hill was simply phenomenal. It's hard to believe that a 16-year-old young man would have that kind of passion and wisdom and knowledge and gifts that can impact other young people.
It showed two things to me: that he has perseverance and that excellence is his standard.
Let's go, let's go. How y'all feeling today? How y'all doing? I ain't hear y'all. I said, how y'all doing today? Hey, look, I'm an energy guy, so I gotta set the tone. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to get hyped today. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to get loud. Come on, I say good morning, everybody. How y'all feeling today? I said, how y'all feeling today? Good. Yeah, look, that's the energy I need. Look, first off, I want to start by thanking Ms. Moore, Mr. 217, and just the whole Givers organization for putting this together. And second, I want to thank you all for being here. It's an honor to be in your presence. My name is Marquise Hill. I'm 17 years old, and I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm now here in Georgia. And I'm a motivational speaker, an author, an entrepreneur. And all those things I just listened to you, people once told me I couldn't do. Like when I first said I wanted to be a speaker, people told me I was too young, didn't have enough life experience. Right? When I said I wanted to write my first book, they laughed in my face, told me I couldn't do it. Right? When I said I wanted to start my clothing brand, they said, Marquise, anybody can start a brand and won't be successful. But one thing I believe in, right, is when you have a dream and you believe in it with every ounce of your soul and you put in the work, you can and you will make it happen. So today I came to share with you all 2 of the most powerful steps that I had to follow to help me turn my dreams into my reality. So let's get right into it. Number 1, stay true to you. Come on, repeat after me. Say, stay true, to you. One more time. Stay true, to you. Stay true to who you are because your authenticity is your power. Right? And what does authenticity mean? Authenticity means that you are true to your own personality, values, and spirit, regardless of the pressures that tell you to act otherwise. Like, I understand the pressure. Right? I understand the pressure of wanting to fit in. I understand the pressure of wanting to be liked and loved by others. But never change who you are to fit into any crowd. Like, I want you to know you are enough just as you are. Like, no matter the judgments of others. Right? No matter how many people try to change who you authentically are, I need you to stay true to you. I need you to love you because your authenticity is your power. Come on, repeat after me. Say, stay true. To you. And number 2, don't let anybody put a cap on your dream. Right? They spoke about this earlier. Don't let anybody put a cap on your dream. Some people will tell you to be realistic. Right? Raise your hand if you heard that before. Be realistic. Yeah? Some people will tell you you're dreaming too big. Right? Some people will tell you that the sky is the limit. But I always ask the question, how is the sky the limit when Neil Armstrong was on the moon? And one thing I really need you to understand, if you really want to go past the sky, right? You must first take action. And don't let anybody put a cap on your dream. Come on, repeat after me. Say, dream big. But if you really go dream big, say, dream big. And look, I'm going to need y'all help on this one. All right, I'm going to edit out on this. I'm going to need y'all to get loud, though. Y'all can do that? I feel like y'all got me, but can y'all repeat after me? All right, come on, everybody stand up. Let's get this energy up. Come on, everybody up. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, I see people in the back. We're going to get them standing up. Let's go, y'all. All right, y'all ready? Come on, y'all ready? I need that energy. Y'all ready? All right, let's get it. I love myself. I believe in myself. I have genius ability within me. One more time. I love myself. I believe in myself. I have genius ability within me. One more time. I love myself. I believe in myself. I love myself. I believe in myself. Now look to the person next to you and say, I believe in you. Yeah, give yourself a hand, y'all. Come on. Come on. Let's go. All right, everybody can take a seat. Everybody can take a seat. And look, y'all, if y'all don't get anything from the day, right? If y'all can leave here with these things, trust me, leave here with this. As y'all leaving it down, I want you to love yourself more. Like, believe in yourself more. In every opportunity you get, in the classroom, at home, in the world, if you play sports on the court, on the field, every opportunity you get, bring out the genius that lies within you. Again, y'all, my name is Marquise Hill, also known as Real MJ Hill, and y'all can connect with me on social media at Real MJ Hill. That's RealMJHill. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for the day. Let's go. And look, y'all, it's that time. All right, like the moment y'all all been waiting for, right? I'm excited to introduce Mr. 217. He's a rapper, producer, and film director born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. He began making beats at the age of 12, right? And he produced a lot of popular songs and music, such as Walked In, Drop, We Get Turned Up, and more. He has a movie on YouTube called Hot Lantern that has close to 4 million views, and now he's a motivational speaker with Hope Givers. And today he'll be talking to y'all about mental health and much more. So help me in welcoming Mr. 217. Let's go, y'all. Yeah.
So look, shout out to Miss Moore. She got me multitasking. I did not sign up to this. I'm doing tech support. I'm running my own show as we speak. So give me a minute. I'm just gonna pull up my image, my own image. You feel me? But no, it's all good. It's all love. Give me 1 second. Hold on. And excuse my voice. I've been talking. Me and Marquise, we've been talking all for this whole month of February. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. Introduce me one more time. Just say give it up, Mr. 217.
Give it up one more time for Mr. 217. Let's go. Yeah.
Y'all know this one. Hold on. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Wait till after little.
Okay.
Word.
Come on. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Cool. What's up, y'all? It's your boy 217, aka 217 on the track. And I am a producer, an artist, a rapper, an entertainer, a DJ. I ain't got no book yet, but I'm gonna be an author soon, you feel me? And excuse my voice, I've been talking for a long time this month and it kind of went away. But yeah, so my name is 217. Anytime you hear 217 on the track, that's me, you know what I'm saying? I started making beats when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? And who's here from Alcovey? Has anybody seen me at Alcovey? Keep your hand. Okay, we went to Alcovey twice, so that's why I was asking. So shouts out to Alcovey, you know what I'm saying? But I started, let me get my words right. I started making beats when I was 12 years old. When I started making beats at 12 years old, I did not know I started my career. I started my career at 12 years old, and I thought I was playing around. I was in the marching band, you feel me? I was in the marching band. I love music. I love everything about it. I joined the marching band in 4th grade. I played the trombone. Then I moved to baritone. And then by 6th grade, I was playing the tuba. And I desperately wanted to find out how could I put these melodies that's in my head into the computer, into the real life. And I learned how to make beats on this thing called Fruity Loops. Are there any aspiring producers in here, or people that want to learn how to make beats, or anybody that's already? Raise your hand so I can see, so I can give you some information. Okay, cool. Are you starting, or have you started already, or you want to start? Raise your hand if you want to start. I'm going to give you some information. Only one? Raise your hand so I see. Just one? Cool, that's all I need. One is enough. www. Okay, you got another? Okay, for sure. Write this down. www. You got to write with your phone. So, www.image, like a photo, image, line, like a straight line, image line, one word, .com. And you're going to download the software called FL Studio. It's a free program, which I use to this day, and I make all my beats, you know what I'm saying? So, I wanted to be a rapper first. My biggest influence was Soulja Boy. You know, prime Soulja Boy. Y'all might be too, how old y'all think I am? Okay, for sure. Who said 30? How old do you think I am? How old? 30 for sure? I'm 29. I just turned 29 last week. I just turned 29 last week, you feel me? So, y'all might have the experience with Soulja Boy that I know, you feel me? The Soulja Boy I know, he was making dances, he went viral, he was going crazy. And I looked up to him. What's your name one more time? Like Miss Jackie Johnson said earlier, it was so much negativity around me in my life. I didn't come from no well family. I came from drug abusers, felons, and dropouts. Not lying to y'all, you feel me? And I looked around. I see my brother get 5 years. I see my cousin live in the back of our house on drugs, strung out. I seen my brothers and sister drop out. And I said, boy, I do not want to do this. Sometimes you don't need a role model. Sometimes you got a role model of what not to do. If you don't have a good role model, like she said, flip it. See what you not what you don't want to do, and go an opposite way. And if you need to find somebody to look up to, this is what I always tell somebody. Find somebody that you like, admire, and copy them. Do what they did. Eventually, as you start copying them, your mind is going to turn what they did into your own thing. And there's no shame about it. We all take from one another. You feel me? So, I want to talk about me as a director right now. So, have anybody seen my movie, Hotlanta? Okay, boom. I see one. That's all I need. One hand, boom. Oh, with two hands, okay, party. Three. I know you seen my movie. So, I want to tell you about my movie, Hotlanta. Hotlanta, so it's going to be on Tubi in about 1 month. You know what I'm saying? I just did my deal with Tubi. So all my movies coming up can be on Tubi, you feel me? But also YouTube. Appreciate it. So, you can't really see these people. I got Desi Banks in it. This is my friend Yummy Pearl. I got We Are Tunes. I got Bankroll Fresh in it. And I put Light Skin Keisha in her first movie. Y'all need to go check it out. YouTube, Mr. 217, Hotlanta movie. It's about to be 4 million views. Now, what I'm talking about this is because a lot of y'all know me from my tracks and my music. But now, I'm going in a direction. I'm still going to do producing. I'm still going to make beats. But I'm going into a direction where I know I'm going to be one of the best storytellers ever. You feel me? And I believe that. That's what I tell myself. So, does anybody do affirmations in this room? Anybody do affirmations? For sure. What's one of the affirmations you say? Mm-hmm. For sure. You gotta believe in yourself. And I know it sounds cliche, but when I pick up my camera, I shot this movie. Let me tell you, I shot this movie with $2,500 of my own money. One camera. We shot scenes 3-4 times with one camera. Do it over, do it over. It took us 6 months to film it. It took 9 months to, it took 6 months to film it, 3 months to edit it. And it just went through, I went through so much making this movie. But I finally got out because I believe. And it's just been paying it forward. I dropped this in 2016. And it's just been blessing me more and more every year. So now it's on Tubi. So put your heart into whatever you do because you never know. It might not pop off right now. Some of my songs that's old is popping off right now. That song that I just played, we dropped that song almost a year and a half ago. It's just now picking up. You feel me? So don't sleep on yourself. Put it out. Put whatever you got out. So everybody say this. The world needs to know what I do. It's so many talented people in here, and I know everybody's not showing their gift, showing their talent. You need to hop on Instagram, hop on TikTok, whatever. I don't care if you know how to juggle chainsaws. You need to show the world that you can do it, because it might lead you somewhere. You might get a job at the circus, and whatever. Show your skills. Show it. It might not pop up immediately. It might. Everybody's first draft wasn't good. My first song wasn't all that. My first movie wasn't all that. My first song, everybody's first whatever is not going to be all that. But you got to start from somewhere, okay? You know what I'm saying? So, what we look like? What time is it? 20. I didn't say 11:05. Okay, for sure. All right. I'm just making sure. All right, for sure. So, I got this new movie, man. This is breaking news right now. I'm going to drop a movie like next week, and it's called Sold Out. And I want all y'all to tune in, you know what I'm saying, tune into it. And it's my take on the music industry, what's going on. So, I make fun, happy music now, but a while ago, God really spoke to me in 2015, 2016, and y'all are who God really has his eyes on, everybody really, but he really wants this generation of people to, you know, get their mind right. And that's what he's telling me, you feel me? So I bagged out the music industry at my peak. I was going to have like $1 million deal plus. I was going to be that next guy, and I pulled back. You feel me? So if you haven't heard 217 on radio, that's why. So what I'm getting is this. I make positive music, fun music. I don't produce nothing that got to do with sex, drugs, murder, or anything like that. And I'm bringing up people alongside me to do those things with me. So I got my brothers with me right here. Woo! I got my brothers with me right here. And this is just, you know, we doing another full show, so I'm not gonna give away too much. I might even show a clip of my movie. You know, I'm gonna show a clip, a special clip of it. But I'm telling y'all, and this is me. So one thing about it, I know it seems like I'm talking, but I'm really validating myself by the words I say. When I drop this, I know it's gonna be the talk of the world. You gotta talk yourself up like that. even if you don't believe it, you gotta hype yourself up. Sometimes you gotta hype yourself up. This is what I tell people. Your words will direct your feet. So if you say, I suck, your feet is gonna take you this way. But even if you don't have the best ability, if you say, you know what, I can't do this, and you probably can't, your feet, your hands, your body is eventually gonna take you to doing better, and you will be able to do what you say. So it's all about your mindset. Your words do matter. Put these good words out into the atmosphere, and yeah. So that's what I got for right now. I'm gonna introduce. Y'all wanna come up? Let's speak a little bit. You wanna put the video? Okay, for sure. So I'm gonna introduce my young brothers. They're called the Digital Young Kings. All right. These are my mentees. You know, I got a lot of mentees around, but they've been with me for a long time. They are choreographers. They are entrepreneurs. They are like just amazing. And I'm 29, but these young guys, they are y'all age, and they are in their profession as well. So I'm gonna play a little clip of their video, and yeah, I'm gonna bring them up. Give me 1 second.
Talk to us about these artists you got, Digital Young Kings.
Man, Digital Young Kings is the future. I said it first. So, the 4 Blood Brothers, you know what I'm saying? Stacks, Turn Up, G, and Duke. That's 4 of them, you know, they're Blood Brothers. They're choreographers. So, you know, but they just did a video with Lil Chopper yesterday.
Push on down to hurt my nigga, push on down to hurt my nigga, push on down to hurt my nigga, push on down to hurt my nigga.
You haven't seen these videos? Them kids dancing, those are my kids. Wait. They get all the challenges. They know, man, they some experts. They know how to rock. They perfected Instagram, Dub Smash, TikTok. Man, they geniuses. They the geniuses. You know what I'm saying? They rap, they produce. They shot me a music video. They shot music video. They shot it.
All right, y'all give it up for the Digital Young Kings. All right, my brother, so tell us who y'all are, where y'all from, and how y'all got started.
Hey, how y'all doing? We are Digital Young Kings. These are my brothers, all 4 blood brothers, my real brothers. When we first popped off, we popped off with 0 followers, 0 everything. He couldn't dance, he couldn't dance. We used to call him Noodle Legs. It just, nobody believed in it. It was all over the place, like when we first popped off. Then we just started setting up our camera phone, literally, off this device right here, off our camera phone. We started setting up our videos. We started making routines, challenges to different artists' music. And artists like Lil Key, Anne-Marie, YK Osiris, The Baby, Lil Baby, Stun for Vegas, Chris Brown. Artists like that started picking us up for music videos, and they started casting us for music videos, and we started dancing in music videos to kind of up our following. Then finally, Franchise Boys took us on the Millennium Tour with Lil Bow Wow. We did like 26 cities, over 40,000 people a weekend. I say that to say that we started from nothing. We started from 0. We started from 0 subscribers. Nobody believed in us. It's all about your emotion. Once you believe in yourself and you keep pushing forth, it's not everybody messes up where they're afraid to try. That's what we all feel like. Everybody's scared to try because maybe some of their peers or some people may think it's lame, but that's what we fail to realize, that if we try, then we can't really think of what can we achieve. So consistency is really key. So that's really how we popped off. We popped off. He started the videos first, then we started catching on because we didn't even believe in him at first. Once he started popping out the videos, we kept pushing, and now we make over 7 figures, 6 figures off Instagram and TikTok alone. So, I say that to say that some of us in here are probably the same age. I say that to say that start now. Start while you're young. Start while you ain't got to pay no bills. And your parents play a big part. Whatever you want to do, let your parents know. Our parents, they set outside 3-hour music videos, took us to every show, everything. Like, parents play a big factor in like, a big part of our lives. So, I say that to say, start while you're young. Start networking, start getting out there, start shaking hands with different people and rubbing different elbows and see how far you can take it.
For sure.
So if y'all come back 4B, we're putting on a minute concert series tour situation. It's gonna get live for sure. I want to know if y'all have any questions for our guests. Any questions for our guests? Some questions that I've heard is they want to know y'all's ages. I heard that over there in the corner. They want to know how old. They want to know how old y'all are.
Each of us are 2 years apart, but I'm 19. They don't like saying their age, so I'll let y'all navigate from there.
They 2 years apart, and the one that was singing is 19. You have say again? What's the Instagram? It's up there on the screen.
Follow everybody back. We're not bougie. That's our Instagram. Yeah, at DYKing, DYKINGZ. Comment on all our stuff. We're gonna follow back and repost.
Any other questions that y'all can think of? All right. I'm old. You gotta give me a second. I'm already out of breath. Hold on.
What made y'all start doing what y'all did? Like what made y'all start doing it?
Yeah, this will reach you good.
We started dancing and rapping because of some of the stuff we was hearing. We started listening to music. A lot of music nowadays, if you haven't realized, talk about 30-round drums, 100-round drums. Everybody's saying the same thing. And if you really think about it, music plays a big part in like our lives and our factor, like in our brains. Like when you get up in the morning, you want to get hyped, you want to get hyped. You listening to what, Lil Baby?
No.
Who? Baby Drill. A lot of that music plays a part and changes a lot of stuff mentally. So we started doing music because that's what we heard. We heard out here we want to bring back the fun in music. We want to bring back the fun in everything. We young. Why can't we just have fun? So I feel like you ain't gotta be gangster to be cool. You can be simple. You can get a 9 to 5. You can do whatever you feel, but you ain't gotta be gangster. So that's the message we trying to spread.
I get it. I'm a thug. I get it. Any other questions y'all have out there?
How exactly did y'all go about marketing yourselves and getting yourselves out there to the point where you gain traction?
It's all about networking. Your network is your net worth. Once you start networking, like some of the people you sit next to beside you, like in a couple years, somebody might be somebody you need help from in a few years. So your network is your network. Get out there, start finding people who do what you do or who has already done what you've done, and ask questions and shake hands and rub elbows. So that's how we really did it. We did what you call a barter. A barter is which I do something for you, you do something for me, and that's how you work your way up in the business without even having to come out your pocket. So that's a gem right there.
Like they're here today for free, and I'm gonna get them some chicken.
Sound like a plan. That's a good barter. Good barter. Come on, me.
So I
Not
wanted
the
to
chicken.
answer this question for me. How was it transitioning from pro football to what you're doing now? Because I wanted my young men, especially my sports players, I wanted them to know that you have to make a plan for after the game is done. Nobody wants the game to be done, but it comes a time when you have to put your cleats or your ball or your net or, yeah, the uniform. You got to hang it up. So can you answer that question for me?
Oh yeah, well for me the transition wasn't easy. I mean, and I think that'll be similar to anybody that's done something for a long period of time and then asked to do something different. But what helped with the transition is just educating myself. You know, I spent a ton of money on different courses, classes, coaches, all that type of stuff. So, and then, you know, I use all the free resources as well, YouTube, and Udemy and just any source, any place that I can learn about what it is that I was interested in, getting into, making money with, or any of that type stuff, you know, I wouldn't shy about paying for the knowledge. And that's what I would, you know, encourage anybody that wants to get into something. Find you a mentor, find somebody that's done it, find somebody that's been there before you, because they can help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls along the way.
One last question before I get you guys to your first lunch or 3B, Ms. Jackie. Can you share with us, I know you talked about your why, but can you talk to us a little bit about like who you actually service, or maybe there's like a story in general on like what made you become a lawyer? Like what was that first? I heard a little bit of your story, but what actually made you want to transition? Because you said you did not go to school at West Georgia for this. Correct, because we did not have that at West Georgia. We had a great time at West Georgia. West Georgia is a great place to go. It was a great time.
Some of the best days of my life.
Some of the best days of my life, hands down. So can you share with us with that, and then we're going to get...
So I want to make sure that I understand the question is more. What kind of like legends in law? Let's start with what legends in law? What returned me back to my love? Because I was living a life, I was a licensed professional counselor at the group home, but I knew and deep down in my heart that wasn't what I really wanted to do. I always wanted to go to law school. So I had that self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy can be positive or negative. So when the people were telling me I couldn't do it, it was so hard, that's what you call a negative self-fulfilling prophecy, meaning I began to believe that. But then I reversed it because I knew what I was doing wasn't what was truly in my heart. So then I took control of my own destiny and then flipped it and told myself, I started feeding myself the positive, like, you want to go to law school, you will go to law school. So that became my self-fulfilling prophecy at that point. So I just realized that I wasn't living in my truth, as MJ said, that you have to be your authentic self. And my authentic self is an attorney. And so, and let me just let y'all know, I'm good at what I do, baby. No one can out-lawyer me. They can't do it. I mean, they can try and they do, and they fail. But basically, go back to it. I was my authentic self, and I returned to my love.
And I wanted y'all to hear that sometimes you got to switch up the game, but it all should fall back to your authentic self and what's your passion. We all know we're not going to talk about 2020 and how the world changed, but at the end of the day, you know, things change. And do you really want to waste time not doing what you love and not living your best self? One last question, and then we're going to get you guys up out of here. You said you had a question for the boys?
Who your favorite rapper and what rapper motivates you?
Lil Key was one of my favorite rappers. He was the first rapper to put us in his music video, and the first rapper ever to just push us and put us on to different things. We also look up to the Migos, Chris Brown. Chris Brown is one of the legends, I think. You know, Lil Key as well. Yeah, Michael Jackson, Lil Baby, really just the whole like. Yeah, basically.
So before we get out of here, since they talk about bringing the fun, I'm going to let y'all leave on a fun note. I hope that y'all were able to take something away. You got to come here, honey. I'm not walking back to the back of the bag. I hope that y'all took something away from today, even if it was just the squirrel story, whether it was being your authentic self, whether it was Spelman College has lots of opportunities and she had to kind of go back to it and came back. Hopefully you were able to take something away from today. Last question.
I had a question. My question is, do y'all need a cameraman for y'all dance?
Oh yeah! We go ahead and lock in. Yeah, we actually looking for one. We look for young guys. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, y'all ready?
Oh yeah,
We about to get them, and we about to get them on to the next class. Y'all get some breaks.
They're about to do a dance. I don't think I can yet.
Ooh. Okay, so boom, they want us to turn up, so we're gonna turn up for the one time. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, show y'all a little bit of what we do. This is what we did on the Millennium Tour. You can turn us up. Ooh. Oh, you get it right. You get it right. Come on. Y'all follow us on Instagram at DYKings, DYKINGZ. We can go ahead and get to you like this. Let's go like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, like.
Hey, yo.
Y'all really want it. Okay. Y'all put your phones out, man. We're gonna get this on the ground. Whoa. 392 on the cat. Turning Muhammad, I lose him. I will kill you right here like a loser. Let's go. Like. I will kill you right here like a loser. Hey! Now we in that part, we will lose it. They gon' eat it, just pick out the sauce. Let's sauce. Cut a chain, eat up his sauce. Run more like clean up, don't play with. Clean up like clean and stay with. If you do like Kevin, I play with him. At the show, we gon' come to the back. Back to back, so I'm about to facts. Get your G's, just like you fat. Never used to know I had running back.
She ain't no motion.
Ride, see, I'm gonna
Get to it. We got in my jewelry. Ain't with my city, boy, you was a tourist.
this cat no premiums. In the 7 more seats, I don't need no Uber. Nigga like some cooler, chill.
I need a skip to get talking to losers.
Work out player, how about better talk about BBS on up, how about CD, you don't have a burger, knock out. We got a hit, knock out everything that you want to knock out. All that cap you chop, knock out, put not even that's a party movie. Now we in that for real loser. Could've checked me up in the sauce. If you really mean you gotta like with him. I'm more like clean up, don't play with him. Clean more like clean and stay with him. If you be like Kevin, I play with him. At the show, you don't come to the back. Back to back, it's a rob out the facts. Eat your G's just like you fat. Hold up, wait. Watch me do my dance. I step in right behind, right, he come on, let it back. I pick her up, they trying to get up. Only things is one little band. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out the band. It's on there, I'm broken percentage. What if the bags on hot like an engine? Just in the big by mind my business. Girl, we're fine, I can get right with it. All these folks on this. Get back in time. Get in my line. Get in the city, my dick is in the talking about how I lose you. I don't kill you, you're like a loser. Now we ain't that far with a loser. Well, he just pick out the shot. What we doing? Hurry up. Oh, you ain't you got it. Like more like kill, don't play with him. You more like clean and stay with him. And you be like Kevin, I play with him. And the show we don't come through the back. Back, you know, I don't get your cheese. Yes, sir, the biggie here.
Hopefully y'all go on a 3B and lunch, living y'all best lives. I'll see some of y'all in the hall. Get out!
No. Go on a wine shot and then give it about 10 seconds and then you can end it.
Just push the door forward.